Good morning and welcome to the launch of MaSHSigabong Tagumpay sa Trabaho at Negosyo Pinanday, the Senior High School Graduate Success Stories. To start our program, let us sing the Philippine National Anthem, followed by an invocation and the recitation of the DepEd's vision, mission, and core values, and the quality policy statement.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Na kami pumaknong ang ibiyagan nindat mo. Idatanda kami bikan mangat na pinghud mo. Dawat nilinggop hino aya tuboblemi. He ay makiwada-wada kida kami. He ay makiwada-wada kida kami.
He ay makiwada-wada, he ay makiwada-wada kida kami.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wal barakatuh. Salam pa mga kiaulungan sin Tuhan. Pianaugan niya Nabi Iban Quran. Kasilasan niya sa plag pakatilingkal alam. Maglasa kita niyo bat tumanang. Mbo Tuhan, tunggal nu sa sangdolan kami. Buwanin kami rijiki maglabi-labi. Lausangom rahmat nu subay pinudji. Hangkan kita bi subay magkasih-kasih.
Sama
kalikupanan, pangurungong kang pamirayan, pagkang walay sikog balantang nga makagkululang, pangurungong kang sinilagan, pangurungong kang apagatang, pangurungong kang kasakpan, pangurungong kang suwadan. Pangito'y watang walay sikog balantang na makahululan.
Diyos na mapagpala, hiling namin ng pagpapalaganap ng kaalaman sa bawat nilalang.
Panginoon, dinggin mo kami.
O Diyos ng awa, bigyan mo kami ng kakayahan sa pagtataguyod ng pakikipag-ugnayan sa bawat isa.
Panginoon, dinggin mo kami.
O Diyos na mapagkalinga, mangyaring ikawan ang pagpapaunlad ng kalikasan ng tao sa mundo.
Panginoon, dinggin mo kami.
O Diyos na pag-ibig, tulutan mo ang aming bansa ng pagkakaisa at pagkakaunawaan na ng pagkakaiba-iba.
Panginoon, dinggin mo kami. Panginoon, dinggin mo kami. Panginoon, dinggin mo kami. Sa ngalan pangurungon, panguduyog, Espiritong kalatanon, mawaling kami itigil, upang labi-labi. Hayay makiwada-wada, hayay makiwada-wada kami. Hayay makiwada-wada kita kami.
The DepEd Vision. We dream of Filipinos who passionately love their country and whose values and competencies enable them to realize their full potential and contribute meaningfully to building the nation. As a learner-centered public institution, the Department of Education continuously improves itself to better serve its stakeholders. The DepEd mission: to protect and promote the right of every Filipino to quality, equitable, culture-based, and complete basic education where students learn in a child-friendly, gender-sensitive, safe, and motivating environment. Teachers facilitate learning and constantly nurture every learner. Administrators and staff, as stewards of the institution, ensure an enabling and supportive environment for effective learning to happen. Family, community, and other stakeholders are actively engaged and share responsibility for developing lifelong learners. Our core values: maka-Diyos, makatao, makakalikasan, makabansa.
The Department of Education is committed to provide learners with quality basic education that is accessible, inclusive, and liberating through proactive leadership, shared governance, evidence-based policies, standards, and programs, responsive and relevant curricula, highly competent and committed officials, teaching and non-teaching personnel, an enabling learning environment. The department upholds the high standards of conduct and performance to fulfill stakeholders' needs and expectations by adhering to constitutional mandates, statutory and regulatory requirements, and sustains client satisfaction through continuous improvement of the quality management system.
Good morning, everyone, to all our regional directors and regional senior high school coordinators, schools division superintendents, and division senior high school coordinators, senior high school heads and teachers, senior high school graduates and students, parents, education stakeholders, and to everyone watching us live via DepEd's official Facebook page. Welcome to the launch of the Senior High School Graduates Success Stories. Masigabong Tagumpay sa Trabaho at Negosyo Pinanday. My name is Carl Patrick Estadeo from Olongapo City National High School, SDO Olongapo City. At ako po ang makakasama ninyo ngayong umaga para sa programang ito. It has been almost 6 years since the nationwide implementation of the senior high school program, which seeks to produce holistically developed learners who are equipped with 21st century skills and prepared for the future. The Department of Education, from the central office, regional offices, and schools division offices and offices to schools, along with education stakeholders and industry partners, have braved the challenges since this basic education reform. We have seen continued efforts to improve education outcomes for all Filipino learners, making them college-ready and qualified for livelihood or work opportunities. At ngayon ngang taong ito, sabay-sabay nating matutunghayan sa loob ng 3 linggo mula March 17 hanggang April 8 ang ilan sa mga kahangahangang kwento ng tagumpay ng ating senior high school graduates, mga kwento ng pagsisikap at pagpupunyagi, mga kwentong kapupulutan ng aral at ng inspirasyon. Kaya naman, hindi ko na patatagalin pa. At this point, let us hear from the competent and dynamic Director 4 of the Bureau of Curriculum Development, Director Jocelyn D.R. Andaya, for the opening remarks.
Maayon na aga, magandang umaga, good morning to everyone, especially to our DepEd colleagues and stakeholders. The implementation of the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013 or Republic Act 10533 has transformed the Philippine educational system from a 10-year program to a 13-year program of basic education from kindergarten to grade 12. This program covers 1 year of kindergarten education, 6 years of elementary education, and 6 years of senior high school education. Secondary education includes 4 years of junior high school and 2 years of senior high school education. Now, this reform is meant to raise the quality of basic education in response to the rapidly changing learning environment of present and future learners by introducing, among others, aggressive reforms to globalize and make education at par with our other countries. According to Secretary Leonor Magtolis-Briones, and I quote, "We always remind ourselves that our constitutional mandate to provide every Filipino not only access to education, but to basic quality education. We have realized that we are facing the reality that we still have much to do in responding to the constitutional mandate as far as quality education is concerned." End of quote. Corollary to this, The introduction of senior high school is meant to produce high school graduates equipped not only for post-secondary education, but also for work and entrepreneurship. Students go through the core curriculum, take applied subjects, and study specialized subjects under one of the 4 tracks, such as academic, technical, vocational, livelihood education, sports, and arts and design. Upon completion of the 13 years of schooling, the K-12 education program promises that every graduate is prepared for the following exit outcomes: higher education, middle-level skills development, employment, and entrepreneurship. From these different curriculum exits, the stakeholders expect that senior high school graduates will be part of the Philippines workforce and will somehow serve as an engine for social and economic development. Now, having felt the dire need to trace these graduates and create positive impact not only in the lives of succeeding batch of graduates, but also in the entire community, the Bureau of Curriculum Development took the lead in the conduct of the Senior High School Tracer Study. And our study revealed the following findings: that 10% of our graduates respondents were employed, and of these 10%, 7% are TVL graduates and 3% were senior high school academic graduates. In addition, the study also showed that nearly 8.3% were in higher education, while only 1% was engaged in entrepreneurship. And so, we wanted to highlight and promote the senior high school curriculum exits and the success stories of our senior high school graduates in the hope that this will inspire and motivate our junior high school learners and even our senior high school students to look into the different exits, study them closely, and find out what's best for them. We are showcasing this also in the hope that our partners from the other agencies, from industries, from the private sector, will take an active role in ensuring that opportunities are provided for our learners. We always say that this is a whole of society approach, that the Department of Education cannot do this alone. It needs partners, it needs parents who will ensure that they will help our learners. We need, of course, the help of the LGUs, the local government units, and even our department agencies that will ensure that doors are open for our senior high school learners. We need to give them a chance at a decent education so that they can have decent work. I hope that inasmuch as we were inspired and motivated by the success of our learners who have graduated in 2018, so will you also be inspired to share this with the others and at the same time to help our learners. Muli, magandang umaga sa ating lahat at mabuhay!
Thank you very much, Director Jocelyn D.R. Andaya. Truly, as we capture the success stories of our senior high school graduates, the department is all more inspired to continuously deliver basic education that is of quality, accessible, relevant, and liberating. At this juncture, to deliver another inspirational message, here is the Assistant Secretary for Curriculum and Instruction, ASEC Alma Ruby C. Torio. A warm virtual applause.
When spiders unite, they can tie down a lion. This is an Ethiopian proverb that clearly describes our efforts. Way back in 2017 to 2018, the National Tracer Study had been conducted to thoroughly map the story we believe to be a masterpiece. Indeed, after several conferences and meetings, and after the presentations and promotions of believers and enthusiasts, we have tagged the implementation of the senior high school a success by itself. When we go into the detail, we are able to see that a portion of our senior high school graduates were able to gain confidence in their talents and skills and are now employed or had indulged themselves in entrepreneurship. The Office of the Undersecretary for Curriculum Instruction, through the Bureau of Curriculum Development, conceptualized the showcasing of unique success stories of the regions through its project launch, MaSHSigabong Tagumpay sa Trabaho at Negosyo Pinanday. This project does not only intend to showcase the region's efforts, but along with this is the desire to draw inspiration, increase advocates so that collaboration and support could be propelled among internal, external, stakeholders, and communities to advantageously roll to economic national goals. As we maximize the official website and official social media platforms of the Department of Education in presenting parcels of treasures to productively lubricate the implementation of senior high school, we enjoin everyone in the Department of Education to celebrate with us in this display of success. This is our success, and celebration is deemed necessary. Thank you to the Bureau of Curriculum Development, led by Direct Joyce Andaya, Direct Sam Sullivan, Chief Isabel, our regions, the schools divisions and schools, stakeholders, communities, and partners who have never given up and have instead continuously supported us. May God's love and guidance strengthen our grip to what is great for our learners. God bless everyone. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, ASIC Alma Ruby C. Torio. Indeed, the showcasing of senior high school success stories intends to draw inspiration as well as strengthen collaboration and support among stakeholders and communities. Muli, maraming salamat po, ASIC Alma Ruby C. Torio. And now, we shall hear a message from the indefatigable Undersecretary for Curriculum and Instruction. Friends, let us give a warm virtual applause to Yusek Diosdado M. San Antonio.
Mabunying pagbati ang ipinaabot ng inyong lingkod sa lahat ng mga nagtapos ng senior high school mula pa noong una, 2018, hanggang sa kasalukuyang taon. Higit sa pagbati ko ay para sa mga nagtapos ng senior high school na nakapagtatag ng mga lumalagong negosyo, nakatagpo ng magandang trabaho at nagpatuloy sa pag-aaral gamit ang kanilang mga kasanayan, kaalaman at katalinuhan sa kanilang mga karerang tinatahak. Lubos akong natutuwa na ang lahat ng nabanggit ko at ang inyong mga karanasan sa kasalukuyan ay karugtong ng pagsisikap ng buong kagawaran ng edukasyon na patuloy na pangalagaan ang inyong kapakanan sa pamamagitan ng dekalidad na edukasyon. Kaya sa inyong tagumpay ay binabalikan ko ng buong puso ang lahat ng mga magulang na nagsikap upang kayo ay matulungang maabot ang inyong pinapangarap na kinabukasan. Bagamat nagbabago ang panahon at maging ang inyong desisyon, pangarap o sitwasyon, ang kalinga ng inyong mga magulang ay nananatiling sapat o higit pa sa sapat para ipakita niyong kayo ay tunay na nagmamahal sa kanila at nagsusumikap na maiangat ang inyong kabuhayan. Pangalawa, sa inyong pananagumpay ay lilingunin niyo ng buong puso ang inyong mga naging guro at paaralan na nagsikap na maibigay sa inyo ang kinakailangang kasanayan, kaalaman at karunungang taglay nyo ngayon sa pagsasakatuparan ng inyong mga pangarap o adhikain. To the Department of Education, of which I am part, I am truly grateful that we are capturing the success stories of our senior high school graduates who inspire us to continuously seek to improve our basic education curriculum, instruction, and delivery, to respond to their interests and strengths, needs, and dreams, making it of quality, accessible, relevant, and liberating for lifelong learning. We hope that their success stories will inspire young Filipinos to enroll in our government's free basic education and aspire to acquire more knowledge, skills, and values that they can use for life. Indeed, the department's and the government's dreams are for you all to be successful. Amid the challenging experiences in this pandemic, we are always looking for sources of inspiration, and you, senior high school graduates, have not failed to inspire us with your success stories. We hope to see more of you and your successes. We hope to learn more from your stories. We hope to be inspired more by your dreams and aspirations in life. Congratulations! Mabuhay tayong lahat! Sulong edukalidad! God bless!
Maraming salamat po, Yusek Diosdado M. San Antonio. Tunay nga, nasa tagumpay na pinanday ng ating senior high school graduates ay ang paglingon din sa mga magulang at guro na sumuporta at nagsikap maibigay ang kasanayan, kaalaman, at karunungang kinakailangan sa pagsasakatuparan ng mga pangarap o adhikain. At this point, we shall move to the most important message for this undertaking, the keynote address by no less than the DepEd Secretary, Secretary Leonor Magtolis-Briones.
Leonor Magtolis-Briones, a passionate educator, an adventurous writer, a gender advocate, a faithful servant of God, a trusted public servant, and a loving mother. She had her education at Silliman University in 1958, obtaining a bachelor's degree in business administration, majoring in accounting, and obtained magna cum laude at the early age of 17. She obtained her master's degree in public administration from the University of the Philippines and postgraduate diploma in Development Administration from Leeds University in England. She was also conferred Doctor of Public Administration honoris causa by the Central Philippine University in 2014. Liling has also been an achiever, as she was awarded with distinction from Leeds University, England, and obtained certificates in Policy in Public Enterprise from Harvard Institute for International Development, Harvard University, and Innovations in Governance from the John F. Kennedy School of Government, Harvard University, Massachusetts. Later on, she ventured into public service as Secretary to the Commission on Audit and served as the National Treasurer of the Philippines. She also accepted the UP Presidency nomination in 2010 that was initiated by the National College of Public Administration and Governance students and was supported by more than 1,000 people coming from the faculty and alumni through signature campaigns. She also pursued her life's advocacies, including fighting for social justice. As an established leader, she headed the Freedom from Debt Coalition. Briones was also a gender advocate who raised the level of discourse to address the plight of women. As a passionate advocate for social justice, she addressed the United Nations General Assembly in September 2005. In front of an international delegation, she bravely uttered to them, "Fulfill your promises, as the poor cannot wait for too long." She also became a party list nominee to the Congress under the banner of Kaakbay Party in 2012, which advocated for social reforms. She also served as a prominent petitioner of several non-government organizations and individuals which questioned the constitutionality of the disbursement acceleration program of the previous administration. Secretary Liling has spent most of her life as an educator. Whenever or wherever she delivered a public lecture, she taught like a teacher in a classroom. She became a researcher and professor at the University of the Philippines for over 50 years and was later conferred as Professor Emeritus in 2013 for her outstanding achievement inside and outside the university. A natural lover of music, she is also a member of the Manila Concert Choir and is currently serving as its president. With her invaluable success and journey as a leader and educator, she embraced public service and accepted the challenge to become the Secretary of the Department of Education of the Duterte administration. One of her greatest contributions to DepEd is the installation of reforms in the education system through the launch of Sulong Edukalidad, the rallying call for national effort to innovate Philippine education. Recently, she launched 2 books that depicted her life as an accomplished public servant and author. The first one was her biography, Faith, Duty, and Country, written by her friend and confidant for nearly 55 years, Dr. Proserpina Chit Domingo Tapales, a former dean of NCPAG, on her journey from being a poor girl from the Hulngan, Negros Oriental, up to being a public servant and advocate of education for all. Her second book, Boiled Green Bananas, is a compilation of her columns published in the Business Mirror from 2006 to 2016. To quote her supporters, "There is no shadow of doubt on Briones' probity and integrity." And until today, throughout her 80 years of experience, she shows how a true servant leader should be: ethical, dignified, and responsible.
The Department of Education would like to congratulate the Bureau of Curriculum Development for its completion of the National Tracer Study of senior high school graduates for school year 2017 and 2018. It showed the percentage of those who were employed, those who proceeded to higher education, and those who were engaged in entrepreneurship. We are encouraging our senior high school graduates not only to pursue higher education, but also to enter the job market, as is already happening in many other countries. And so this launching of the stories of senior high school graduates who have succeeded in finding work, in getting employed, and becoming useful members of society, helping their families and their communities, is a very useful publication. The objectives of the study was to showcase success stories of graduates who are gainfully employed and excelling in entrepreneurship as exits of the senior high school program, and also to advocate the senior high school program and the exits. Furthermore, The objective is to inspire senior high school students and graduates to be successful in their respective endeavors. Also, to encourage collaboration among internal and external stakeholders for the success of senior high school graduates. And finally, to gain support from communities and industries in duplicating the success of these high school graduates. We are gathering various information on where our senior high school graduates are, especially those who have entered the job market. And this showcases the importance of the K-12 program. Now, in other countries, and I know one very well-known and much admired countries, a graduate of a senior high school program or even of a junior high school program is structured in such a manner that they can find work or even work while they are still studying. And so they are productive, they help their families, and they're able to support themselves. And in the case of the Philippines, we're constrained by the fact that while we accept students, high school graduates from the private sector to private sector companies, generally in government, we demand and we expect them to have college degrees. So we have college degree holders performing clerical duties which can be easily done by high school students who are already trained in accountancy, in basic engineering, in design, and who already are familiar with the rudiments of technology. And so, as we launch this program, we would like to encourage more of our high school graduates. For those who cannot proceed, for example, to university, because that is the apex of the ambition of any young person, to enter the job market and to work. I have talked with government officials who tell me that they're willing to accept senior high school graduates for clerical work, for technical activities like bookkeeping, like the rudiments of accounting, even engineering and drawing, at least the very basics, architecture, because these are already taught to them while they are in high school. And so the challenge is not only for us to continue strengthening our senior high school programs, but also perhaps to negotiate, to bring to the attention of our Civil Service Commission that what we teach our senior high school graduates, or perhaps even junior high school graduates, are already sufficient for them to hold jobs. There is now a popular saying in the private sector that we should teach our children to prepare for jobs which don't exist yet. We train our students to be engineers, to be doctors, to be accountants, to be economists. But what specific tasks do we expect them to perform when they get out of college? Do they really need to study the minute details of medicine, for example, when you can just attach a gadget to monitor or laboratory work to the wrist of a patient and you already know what is the status of the different systems in his body? Do we need those who have to study in great detail architecture when there are already many tools which help in developing various designs for physical space, for the use of physical space? So we should prepare our learners not only for jobs which we know already exist now. We train them to be doctors, to be engineers, to be teachers, to be economists, but also for will evolve very soon in the near future and which will require different sets of knowledge, different levels of competencies, and different levels of preparation. And so, as you launch these success stories, which I hope will inspire our senior high school graduates and perhaps even the junior high school graduates, to prepare them to be useful members of society, even at a young age. And we know this is happening in so many of the countries which we highly admire. And they can always, of course, continue with their university or higher level education, even as they are already working. So I wish you the best. I wish you the greatest success as you launch a new way, a different way of preparing, of educating our learners, not only for university education, not only for higher studies, but also to prepare them for jobs, which, as I said, may not necessarily exist at this time, but will emerge very, very shortly as society develops and as our needs, our requirements for survival evolve. So thank you very much for this opportunity to share my optimism with all of you. I hope that we will reach out to senior and junior high school graduates. We can tell them that we are prepared to help them find jobs which may not be existing at this time. And also, we should prepare to negotiate with our policy makers so that our high school graduates will have room and the job market will have room to contribute to our economy. Thank you very much and best of luck.
Maraming salamat po, Secretary Leonor Magtolis Priones. Ang tagumpay ng ating senior high school graduates ay tagumpay ng kagawaran ng edukasyon. Kaya naman patuloy nating ipinagbubuti ang paghahatid ng dekalidad na edukasyon para sa mga kabataang Filipino.
Last July 30, 2021, the Department of Education, through the Bureau of Curriculum Development, requested the regional offices through a memorandum to submit 4 success stories of senior high school graduates who are gainfully employed and or have ventured into business or entrepreneurship. Ang mga graduates na ito ay maaaring mula sa Technical Vocational Livelihood o TVL track, Academic track, Arts and Design track, or Sports track. The chosen success stories will be featured and showcased through the official social media platforms of DepEd, as we aim to advocate the senior high school program, inspire the senior high school student graduates to be successful in their respective exits, promote collaboration among stakeholders, and gain support from communities and industries. Based on the memo, the criteria for selecting the senior high school graduate success stories are the following. The success stories must come from the batches of senior high school graduates. The senior high school graduates must have exhibited good moral character. The success stories are exemplary, worth emulating, and inspiring for the senior high school students and graduates for them to achieve their own success. Other considerations include the following. The success stories must feature success approaches and interventions that transform lives and create an impact on society. The success stories promote collaboration and support among communities, industries, and other stakeholders. The success stories may have been recognized by the communities, government offices, industries, and other sectors. Nakatanggap ang Bureau of Curriculum Development ng 71 entries at mula rito ay nakapag-shortlist ng 32 hanggang sa nakapili ng final top 17 entries. So now, I'm sure excited na ang lahat. Sino-sino nga ba ang 17 senior high school graduates? At ano na ang kanilang mga pinagkakaabalahan ngayon? Friends, ladies and gentlemen, with great pride and honor, here are some of our senior high school graduates who have entered the workforce and who have made themselves young entrepreneurs. Pagkakataong ito, tara na't kilalanin natin isa-isa ang 17 senior high school graduates, starting off with the senior high school graduates under the Technical Vocational Livelihood track who are now gainfully employed. Bilang isang mag-aaral na mayroong kapansanan, maraming pagsubok ang kinaharap ng ating senior high school graduate na ito sa ilalim ng Technical Vocational Livelihood track. Ngunit nang tahakin at piliin niya ang bread and pastry production, food and beverages servicing, cookery bilang kanyang specialization, maraming oportunidad ang kanyang natanggap upang paunlarin pa ang kanyang kakayahan. She spent her work immersion at a famous fast food chain and was awarded Best in Work Immersion in 2017. And now she's been working there for almost 4 years. And currently, she is a regular employee. Mga ka-DepEd, ang sassy service crew ng Legazpi, Jenica May M. Serrano. Kahanga-hanga itong si Jenica at pinatunayan lamang niya na talagang posible na i-absorb ang ating senior high school graduate ng kumpanya kung saan ka nag-work immersion. Abangan natin ang buong kwento ni Jenica sa darating na March 22 na i-ere dito sa official DepEd's Facebook page and other social media platforms. And now, next in our list is another TVL graduate who is gainfully employed. Kilalanin natin siya. Para sa matamis na tagumpay, Ibuhos ang isang pakete ng sipag, idagdag ang 2 sandok ng tiyaga, at ihalo ang 3 tasa ng determinasyon. Yan ang naging recipe ng ating Technical Vocational Livelihood Cookery NC2 Senior High School graduate mula sa Misamis Oriental. As a student who grew up in poverty, he strived to realize his aspirations for himself and for his family. All his hardships and hard work paid off when he was hired by one of the most prestigious hotels in Cagayan de Oro City, even before he graduated. Ladies and gentlemen, James R. Panya, ang humble head chef ng Misamis Oriental. Just like Jenica, James was hired by the company where he finished his work immersion during senior high school. Abangan natin kung paano nakamit ni James ang pagiging head chef at ang buong kwento ng kanyang tagumpay sa darating na March 25 dito sa official DepEd's Facebook page and other social media platforms. Taga Misamis Oriental din ang susunod sa ating listahan ng ilan sa matatagumpay na produkto ng senior high school program. Ano kaya ang kanyang pinagkakabalahan ngayon? Kilalanin natin siya. He graduated with honors under the Technical Vocational Livelihood track with specialization in shielded metal arc welding. Ginawaran rin siya ng parangal para sa kanyang outstanding performance in work immersion. At ngayon nga ay isa na siyang profesional na welder sa isa sa pinakamalalaking kumpanya na nagmamanupaktura at nag-e-export ng mga dekalidad at premium na produkto ng niyog. Ayon kay Oliver, talagang malaki ang naging pagbabago ng kanilang buhay mula noong nakatapos siya ng senior high school. At dagdag pa niya, hindi niya pinagsisisihan ang strand na kanyang pinili. Mga ka-DepEd, ang persistent professional welder ng Misamis Oriental, Oliver N. Laurio.
To all our junior high school viewers, mahalagang pag-isipan nyo talaga ang track at strand na inyong kukunin sa senior high school. Pero, kahit ano pa mang track ang kunin ninyo, the senior high school program will equip you with the knowledge and skills needed for college, employment, business, or entrepreneurship, and middle-level skills development. Balik tayo kay Oliver. In the profession he chose, paano pa kaya niya natutulungan ang kanyang pamilya? At ano na kaya ang kanyang mga naipundar? Let's all watch his success story video this coming March 28. Our next senior high school graduate, just like Oliver, reaped the Best in Work Immersion Award. Sino siya? At ano ang kanyang trabaho sa kasalukuyan? Bukod sa nakita niya ang kanyang tatahaking larangan sa track na kanyang kinuha, pinili rin niya ang TVL Electrical Installation and Maintenance upang makapagtrabaho agad at makatulong sa pamilya pagka-graduate ng senior high school. Bilang isang mag-aaral noon, palagi siyang sumasama sa kanyang strand coordinator sa pag-aayos ng mga electrical problems sa kanilang paaralan. And it was also during his on-the-job training or work immersion at a private electrical company when he further enhanced his technical skills in electrical installation and maintenance. Make way for the electrifying technician ng Romblon, Jonas M. Arnoza. Talaga namang electrifying o efficient na electrical technician itong si Jonas M. Arnoza, lalo pat siya ay NC2 passer. Abangan natin ang buong kwento ng pagsisikap ni Jonas dito sa official Facebook page and other social media platforms ng DepEd sa March 21. Tubong Davao ang susunod na senior high school graduate na ating matutunghayan. Kilalanin natin siya. Mark Angelo I. Espineda II finished his senior high school under the technical vocational track with specialization in home economics. Tulad ng marami, dumaan din siya sa samot-saring pagsubok ngunit nangibabaw pa rin ang kanyang pagpupursigi, pagmamahal sa pagluluto at paniniwala sa kanyang mga kakayahan. At present, he is now a restaurant manager and a college student taking up Bachelor of Technical Vocational Teacher Education. So friends, ladies and gentlemen, ang meticulous manager ng Davao, Mark Angelo I. Espineda II. I'm sure we're all excited to know more about Mark Angelo Espineda II, particularly how he overcame life's obstacles. Kaya naman, sabay-sabay nating panoorin ang kanyang kwento sa darating na March 21. Lifeline kung maituturing ng ating susunod na senior high school graduate ang kanyang pag-aaral at pagtatapos sa senior high school dahil itinuturing niya itong mahalagang sangkap tungo sa pagbabago at pagtatagumpay mula sa mga hamon ng buhay. He is a senior high school graduate under the Technical Vocational Livelihood Track, Electrical Installation and Maintenance. Hinimok siya ng kanyang mga mentor at inirekomenda siya sa isa sa mga kilalang kumpanya sa electric power distribution sa bansa. With his promising skills and desirable values, he was hired and now works as a junior lineman. Mga ka-DepEd, Jeric C. Dominguez, ang Sky's the Limit lineman ng Siquijor. Abangan natin ang buong kwento rito sa Facebook at sa iba pang official social media platforms ng DepEd sa darating na March 24. At ngayon, palakpakan natin ang unang set ng senior high school graduates na ating pinakilala. Congratulations for successfully entering the workforce and now contributing to the continued growth of our economy. Our past shapes who we are today, and in one way or another, it will help us to be the person that we want to be in the future. Kaya naman sa pagkakataong ito, balikan natin ang buhay senior high school ng ilan sa ating mga graduates sa pamamagitan ng maikling panayam. Kung may mga pangyayari kang hindi malilimot sa buhay senior high school mo na gusto mong ibahagi o ikwento sa mga magiging anak at apo mo, ano ito at bakit?
Ang pangyayaring hindi ko po makalimutan sa buhay senior high school ko ay naging training ground ko po ang school sa mga skill na meron ako ngayon dahil nag-install po kami ng mga electrical wirings at nag-ayos po kami ng mga electrical equipments at nag-training po kami para sa in situ assessment. At dahil po dito, nakapasa po ako sa in situ assessment at yung mga skill po ay nagagamit ko sa kasalukuyan kong trabaho.
Naranasan kong magsikap at magtiis dahil naihalo ako sa hearing noong senior high school. Kaya nais kong mapasama at makihalubilo kahit mahirap ang komunikasyon. Pero tinutulungan ako ng mga hearing na gawin ang best ko.
Doon rin nahasa yung creativity ko talaga sa kunwari mga role playing, mga arts and crafts na activities na ginagawa namin. Kaya naging mas tataksa talaga sa akin itong senior high school bukod sa ibang mga levels, mga grades and junior high. mas tumatak sa akin yung senior high school.
Ano ang pinakamalaking desisyon o pagpapasya na ginawa mo noong senior high school ka na labis na nakaapekto sa buhay mo? Anong aral ang iniwan nito sa'yo?
Ang pinakamalaking desisyon po na ginawa ko nung senior high school ko po is yung pagpili ko po ng tamang track at strand na pinasukan ko po. Dahil po sa TVL track, malaki pong naitulong ito sa akin kasi mas na-develop po yung skills ko, mas na-develop po yung kakayahan ko na nagagamit ko po ngayon sa aking trabaho.
So yung decision na nagawa ko nung senior high school ko is yung pagbitaw ko ng passion ko para sa career ko. Kasi yung passion ko, which is yung pagsasayaw, talagang naka-apekto ng pag-aaral ko at nakasira siya para sa kinabukasan ko. Kaya doon nakapag-decision ako na bitawan ko yung passion ko alang-alang sa career ko. At dahil doon, malaking nagbago sa sarili ko, naging responsable kong tao, nagawa ko yung mga bagay na hindi ko pa magawa noon. At yung aral na nakuha ko dito is, minsan may mga bagay talaga na kailangan nating bitawan or may mga mahal natin sa buhay na kailangan natin isakripisyo alang-alang sa kinabukasan natin.
Ako ay tunay na nagkaroon ng malaking desisyon sa pagpili ng TVL strand. Inisip kong mabuti kung alin ang pipiliin ko dahil gusto kong maging successful kaya pinili ko ang cookery at sinubukan kong sundan ang ginagawa ng hearing dahil ako ay natututo at tinulungan nila ako maging responsableng deaf kaya sinubukan ko.
Maraming salamat sa mga nakibahagi sa ating maikling panayam. We'll hear more from them later. The success of our senior high school graduates will not be possible without the trust and support of our external stakeholders, particularly our industry partners. So at this point, let us hear the message of Ms. Maria Cristina Aquino.
Good day. Mabuhay from TIBV. My message of celebrating ease in the now, next, and new normal. Congratulations to the Department of Education for achieving success with the senior high school programs initially rolled out in academic year 2016-2017 with the senior high school curriculum exits of higher education, employment, entrepreneurship, and middle-level skills development. Many students have completed and moved forward to their next chapter. It is an opportune time to celebrate the success of this program with representative senior high school graduates who have found productive life after their graduation. The achievements of a few representative senior high school graduates is an outcome of various collaborations from different units of DepEd in defining a curricula that will prepare students for different moving forward points, the hardworking supervisors and teachers who brought the curricula to life, and the students who undertook the program. Just like in any new program, after undertaking monitoring and evaluation, recommendations to strengthen the program are continuously being undertaken. The graduates, the outcome of the senior high school program, have shown success in their chosen fields, whether as an employee, as an entrepreneur that will create jobs for others, or to pursue technical or higher education, where majority of the students are. The tourism industry has been very accepting of senior high school graduates, provided that technical and soft skills meet industry requirements. Thus, while in school, students should develop their competencies well, learn from their teachers, and take every opportunity to master their craft. Due to the changing requirements of industry or any business, there is need to continuously learn. So graduates must pursue updating either formally or informally. The best things learned in school are not the subjects, but the soft skills like creativity, innovativeness, technological skills, passion, patience, adaptability, and teamwork. This will be useful in whatever direction you take. Based on DepEd's National Tracer study, the third option is entrepreneurship. The E to E in the now, next, and new normal is to make graduates aware that employment is not the end all and be all of education. The education to the employment mindset can now be strengthened with education to employment and or entrepreneurship way of thinking as we move from the now to the next and new normal. With more than 99.5% businesses in the Philippines in the micro, small, and medium enterprises, and the evolving requirements for products and services as we transition to the new, next, and new normal of COVID-19. The possibilities are endless and is at the fingertips of all the graduates. Make a choice, and if there are some challenges, take advice from the mentors who may give ideas, but the ultimate decision is for the graduate to make. Many things will change or are currently works in progress. This must be part of everyone's acceptance as one progresses in their chosen careers. Technology will play a major role in creating a more efficient and effective operation, and so must take great pains to understand it so that relationship building with customers, current and potential, can be the focus. With a country of more than 7,000 islands, communication is vital. However, the bigger world is your market. So learn and be confident in using the business language of English. As one embraces change, there may be need to continuously learn, to get updates, new ideas, and new ways of doing things. The race that will happen for the graduates, and it will not be a race with other people. It will be a race with himself or herself as they navigate the many decision points in their life. The senior high school program has provided you with basic tools to make decisions. It is in your hands how you use the learnings and skills, strengthen it, and make you reach your dream. May the senior high school students be inspired by the success stories of the few, learn from them, and be your own success story in the future. May the force, passion be with you all. Mabuhay from your TV friends, Tina Aquino.
Thank you very much, Ms. Maria Cristina Aquino, Chair of the Tourism Industry Board Foundation Incorporated, or TIPFI. I strongly agree that the best things learned in school are the important skills that will be helpful in whatever direction our senior high school graduates would like to pursue. Nariyan ang creativity, innovativeness, technological skills, passion, patience, adaptability, and teamwork. Sa ngayon naman, ating pakinggan ang mensahe ng Executive Director ng Philippine Business for Education o PBED, Ms. Lovelane Basiliote.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. It is my honor to give a message to all of you today as the Department of Education launches a very exciting series that will feature the success stories of our senior high school graduates. We at Philippine Business for Education, or PBED, envision an education system that will enable every Filipino to lead productive and meaningful lives and to contribute to national development. This vision was actually what drove us to strongly advocate for the shift to a K-12 education system in our country. We were very happy that this shift happened in 2013. Since then, the tough part has been to make the K-12 system work and deliver on the promise of multiple education and career exits. Since then, PBED has been working towards the integration of our senior high school graduates and students into the labor market. We have been working to ensure that the door to employment is wide open to K-12 grads. And so as such, we have pursued several partnerships with the public and private sectors to bring training and employment opportunities to the Filipino youth. These partnerships were born out of the desire to get the private sector to better understand the value of senior high school students and graduates who are competing with college graduates in the labor market. We believe that by involving employers in the development and vetting of training programs, as well as opening work immersion and employment opportunities, we can give K-12 students and graduates a better chance at meaningfully integrating into the labor force. Now, concretely, we have implemented the first future project between 2018 and 2021 to facilitate the transition from education to employment of the first two batches of senior high school graduates. Through the first future project, we were so happy to successfully engage more than 100 companies and organizations that opened up over 800 work immersion slots for senior high school students and more than 20,000 employment opportunities for the graduates. Furthermore, we worked with the industry and academe to develop skilling and upskilling training programs. To date, over 500 have completed the training programs. In the course of our implementation of the first future project, in fact, one employer said that the senior high school graduates that they hired gave them really fresh ideas that can only come from the new generation, and that the youth showcased the passion and eagerness to learn. One of their hires also shared that the opportunity to experience work and the belief that his company placed in him helped him to mature and to grow into the role. In another project that we are implementing called YouthWorks PH, we have witnessed our youth's unwavering spirit to learn with a spike of applications in our flexible training for work program, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. To date, we have provided more than 13,000 work-based training opportunities and reached close to 3,500 beneficiaries through the active engagement of the private and public sectors and civil society. Now, this is all to say that industry partners, together with the other sectors, make it possible to improve the lives of our Filipino youth. By building coalitions and working together, bridging the gap between education and employment is possible. With this, I would like to encourage the private sector. Let us continue investing in the untapped potential of our youth. Effective education governance needs active and working partnerships. We need to work together so that our youth are enabled and empowered to lead productive lives and contribute to nation building. I'm sure we all feel the pain of recruitment. It's hard to gain access to the job candidates who have the hands-on experience we are seeking. But by investing earlier on in the developing of training programs or welcoming the youth in work immersion, we can actually have early and easy access to a diversified and creative labor pool. To our senior high school students and graduates, you can do so much more. Keep growing and investing in yourself. You can thrive in any career pathway that you are equipped to do. Whether you are pursuing higher education or career or business, we believe in you and support you. More and more companies are opening their doors to give you work immersion and employment opportunities. There are also many online platforms that offer training programs to further equip you. Seek and make the most out of these opportunities. Learn as much as you can, because skills and competencies are what companies are looking for now, not merely credentials. The Department of Education, along with other government agencies, are working together to ensure that you have a bright future. You have all of us by your side. Thank you very much, and may the senior high school graduate success stories inspire all of us to believe in and embrace our senior high school students and graduates. And may our youth continue to strive and thrive as they enter the workforce.
For the past years, as mentioned by PBED Executive Director Ms. Lovelane Basiliote, PBED has been working towards the integration of our senior high school graduates into the labor market. Several partnerships with the public and private sectors have been forged in order to provide training and employment opportunities to our senior high school graduates and to the Filipino youth. Maraming salamat po, Ms. Love Basiliote, sa inyong mensahe at suporta sa ating DepEd learners. Now, we will hear another message of support, this time from Ms. Joanna Rodriguez.
Mabuhay, and congratulations to the Department of Education for the launch of this program for our senior high school students. Microsoft Philippines is privileged to be part of both this initiative and DepEd's ongoing efforts to empower students and educators across the country for a bright and successful future for the Philippines. At Microsoft, our mission is to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more, because we believe that every person can truly achieve more. And that includes you, all of our students graduating today. Alam nyo, when I was young, lumaki ako sa probinsya, I always had this dream to be a flight stewardess of one of our top airlines in the country. But after graduating high school, nag-aral ako ng mass communication, communications research at the University of the Philippines in Diliman. And then I started thinking, okay, nag-aral ako ng mass comm, malamang ito, magtatrabaho ako sa advertising because that is a logical industry for a mass comm graduate. But I ended up becoming a press officer in the office of the vice president, and then eventually the private secretary of one of our former presidents sa office of the president naman. And then my last job in government was an assistant secretary leading IT and MISS for the presidential management staff. After 10 years of working in government, I ended up in Microsoft, and I've been here close to 15 years now. And I'm now leading the public sector team, working with government in building a more resilient country for all of us Filipinos with the use of technology. You students, kayong mga senior high school graduates natin, you're all at that critical juncture in your life, one that will determine your careers and your lives as a whole. As you take these steps towards the future, I'd like to offer you two pieces of advice. The first one is be led by bold ambition. Don't be afraid to dream big. The world that we live in presents many different challenges for all people from different walks of life. But each of you has the potential and opportunity today to reach out and become anything that you want to be. You're limited only by your imagination and your ambition. So I urge you to set the bar really high and give it everything that you've got. Bring focus, discipline, and hard work into everything that you do, and I guarantee you, you will go far in life no matter what you decide to venture in. Sipin nyo na lang ako, isang probinsyana, umabot na ako dito ngayon. My second piece of advice is to embrace a growth mindset. Now, what does this mean? Learning is never a bad thing. It never goes out of style and it never goes to waste. Embrace the value and importance of learning every day, because this will create value for you as an individual. And more importantly, it will allow you to bring value to those around you, to those people that you interact with. Learning is the foundation of growth. And if you continuously learn, then you know that you're continuously growing. Nurture a mindset of learning and appetite to grow at every stage and every opportunity in your lives. Microsoft Philippines has been a partner to our country for 27 years now, and we will continue to do so well into the future. We congratulate all of you, our new graduates, and we wish you the best of luck in all of your professional and your personal pursuits. Congratulations again. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Miss Joanna Rodriguez, Public Sector Director mula sa Microsoft Philippines. The Department of Education is truly grateful for the support that you have expressed. At sa mga viewers natin, especially sa ating senior high school learners, we should always remember that you should always be led by bold ambition, and you should always embrace growth mindset as part of your pursuit of success. At this point, let us pause for an intermission number from Eastern Samar National Comprehensive High School, Borongan City, Eastern Samar. Let's watch this.
Ngayong mundo'y gulong-gulo at lahat tayo'y litong-lito. pag-ibig sa kapwa-tao, sa daigdig dapat ituro. Ang bawat puso ay marunong magmahal, kapayapa at kasiyahan tiyak na makakamtan. Lahat tayo'y pantay-pantay sa biyaya ng may kapal. Lahat sana'y akbay-akbay, handang tumulong kanino man. Ang bawat tao ay marunong magmahal, anumang kulay salita tiyak na makikiisa. Te amo, I love you. Watashi wa anato aishitemasu. Bislibidis, inibig kita wa ID. Paano man sabihin, ang mundo'y turuan natin, tanging lunas ang pag-ibig. Te amo, I love you. Watashi wa anato aishitemasu. Bislibidis, inibig kita wa ID. Paano man sabihin, ang mundo'y turuan natin, tanging lunas ang pag-ibig. Te amo, I love you. Watashi wa anato aishitemasu. Bislibidis, inibig kita wa ID. Paano man sabihin, ang mundo'y turuan natin, tanging lunas ang pag-ibig. Pag-ibig. Isang mundo, isang awit, isang sigaw. Pag-ibig. Ngayong mundo'y gulong-gulo at lahat tayo'y litong-lito, pag-ibig sa kapwa-tao.
Tanging lunas natin ay pag-ibig. Ang bawat nating tagumpay ay resulta ng ating pag-ibig hindi lamang sa ating sarili, kundi maging sa ating pamilya. Muli, maraming salamat Eastern Samar National Comprehensive High School sa isang nakakaindak at napakahusay na intermission number. Ngayon naman ay pagpatuloy na natin ang ating pagkilala sa ilan sa mga matatagumpay na senior high school graduates. This time, we will get to know TVL graduates who are now young entrepreneurs. This senior high school graduate loves to cook and bake. He envisioned himself as a pastry restaurant owner, and for him to save up money, he would bake and sell breads to his classmates and teachers. Nakapag-ipon nga siya at nakabili ng mga gamit sa pagbe-bake ng cake, gaya ng oven. Hanggang sa lumaon ay nakapagtayo siya ng kanyang munting bake shop na tinawag niyang King M Bake Shop. Mark Lawrence specialized in home economics cookery under the Technical Vocational Livelihood track in senior high school. Mga kadeped, ang visionary bake shop owner ng Pangasinan, Mark Lawrence D. Kayabyab. Ayon nga kay Mark, napalawak ang kanyang kaalaman sa pagbe-bake ng cake at paggawa ng tinapay dahil sa mga magagaling niyang guro noong senior high school. Alamin natin ang buong kwento ni Mark bukas na bukas, March 17, dito sa Facebook page at iba pang social media account ng DepEd. Next in our list of senior high school graduates is another successful young entrepreneur. Sino siya? At ano kaya ang itinayo niyang negosyo? Kinilala ang isang sikat na T-line na pinangalanang J&D Express sa Bislig City sa pagbibigay ng pang-araw-araw na positivity in a cup at magandang milk tea experience. Ito ay sa pamamagitan ni Jason D. Sarmiento na nagtayo nitong milk tea shop. He completed his junior high school as valedictorian. In senior high school, he took the technical vocational livelihood track, home economics strand, with specialization in cookery, and graduated as top of the class. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, ang thriving milk tea business owner ng Bislig, Jason D. Sarmiento. Kanina, nagutom ako sa tinapay at cake. Ngayon naman, gusto kong mag-milk tea. Abangan natin ang kwento ng tagumpay ni Jason here on Facebook and other official social media platforms ng DepEd sa darating na April 4. And speaking of social media, ito ang isa sa mga naging susi ng susunod nating senior high school graduate upang mabuksan ang maraming pinto ng oportunidad at tagumpay. Nagtapos si Gestoni ng senior high school sa ilalim ng Technical Vocational Livelihood Track, Information and Communications Technology strand. Ngunit tulad ng maraming pamilyang Pilipino, naging malaking hamon ang pandemya sa pang-araw-araw na pangkabuhayan. But Gestoni invests in his skills and passion. Bumuo siya ng YouTube channel sa ilalim ng pangalang Guhit Jess upang ipakita sa mundo ang natatangi niyang kagalingan sa pagguhit at animation. At present, he has a very strong following with his more than 500,000 YouTube subscribers. Mga ka-DepEd, ang accomplished artist vlogger ng Pasay, Gestoni A. Robantes. Hit like and subscribe at abangan natin ang kanyang kwento, mga ka-DepEd. Mark your calendar at alamin natin ang kanyang mga nakamit dahil sa husay at talento sa darating na April 7. Another source of great pride is a senior high school graduate who just recently gave honor to our country. He took up the TVL track under the home economics strand. Who is he? Umani ng mga papuri at parangal ang national costume ni Miss Universe Nigeria sa katatapos lamang na Miss Universe competition. At ang nasa likod ng kamanghamanghang costume na ito ay si Kennedy John Gasper, na kamakailan lang ay nagtapos ng senior high school sa ilalim ng Technical Vocational Track, Home Economics strand, Fashion Design. Tulad ng kanyang ina, hilig niya ang pananahi. And upon senior high school graduation, and now as a college student, he would accept projects, nagde-design at nananahi ng costumes and dresses for special occasions, hanggang sa nagkaroon ng mga regular na kliyente. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, ang rising designer to beauty queens ng Isabela, Kennedy John D. Gasper. Wow! Imagine, as a senior high school graduate, he is not only able to make a living, but is also able to make a name in the fashion industry. Kudos sa'yo, Kennedy John D. Gaspar. And of course, let us watch his success story video on March 18 here on DepEd's official Facebook page and other social media platforms. Let us all give a big round of applause to these senior high school graduates whose stories are worth emulating. Talaga namang nakaka-proud kung nasaan na sila sa kasalukuyan. Kaya naman, to get to know our graduates even more, makakapanayam muli natin sila sa isang mini interview. Sa kasalukuyan, ano na ang pinakamalaking hamon o pagsubok na iyong kinaharap? Paano mo ito napagtagumpayan? Ano ang iyong motibasyon o inspirasyon?
Sa kasalukuyan po, ako po ay isang technician sa isang electrical company at ang pinakamalaking hamon na kinakaharap ko ay ang pagpasok ko araw-araw sa bundok kung saan ako nagtatrabaho at ang pagharap sa electrical hazard sa araw-araw. At na pagtatagumpayan ko po ito sa pamamagitan ng pag-iisip ng safety ko at palaging pagsuot ng helmet at PPE bag habang nagtatrabaho. At ang akin naman pong inspirasyon ay ang aking pamilya na umasa sa akin at patuloy ko silang matulungan.
Bilang isang may-ari ng negosyo, ang isang problema pong kinakaharap namin ngayon is ang pagdami po ng aming kakompetensya. So paano ko po ito na pagtatagumpayan is simple lang po, maging consistent po sa aming negosyo, i-maintain lang po namin yung quality ng aming produkto at syempre po hindi mawawala yung good customer service. And nagiging inspirasyon at motivasyon ko po sa aking negosyo ay ang aking pamilya, ang aking mga kapatid, kasi marami pa po akong pangarap sa kanila.
Ang hamon sa akin ay maging successful na may-ari ng business gaya ng iba na kailangan kong gawin tulad ng mga deaf at hearing. Pero masaya ako dahil sa suporta ng aking pamilya, kaya mas lalo akong na-inspire.
Ano ang pinakamahalagang aral na nakuha mo noong senior high school na hanggang sa kasalukuyan ay naisa sa buhay mo?
Ang pinakamahalaga ko pong natutunan nung senior high school ako ay ang pagiging determinado. At nagagamit ko po ito sa araw-araw upang gumising at pagpatuloy ang trabaho ko at upang patuloy akong makatulong sa aking pamilya na umasa sa akin.
Ang aral po na nakuha ko ng senior high school po ako is yung pagiging determinado at tiwala sa sarili. Kasi po sa pagpasok sa negosyo, kailangan po determinado po kayo palagi. Kailangan po sa paggising nyo sa umaga, kailangan excited kayo sa trabaho nyo. Kasi po lagi ko pong iniisip yung family ko po, yung mga kapatid ko po na umaasa pa po sa akin. Kasi marami pa po akong pangarap sa kanila, kagaya ng mapagtapos sila sa pag-aaral at magkaroon ng magandang buhay.
Ang natutunan kong lesson noong nasa senior high school na ngayon ay natatandaan ko ay maging best version of myself. Pinangarap kong maging matagumpay at maging inspirasyon ng lahat.
At this juncture, we shall put the spotlight once again to our external stakeholders whose goals and visions are aligned with ours. To give her message, here is Ms. Lord Nunez, Second Assistant Manager, McDonald's Legazpi, Bicol Branch, to represent the employer of Jenica May Serrano, one of our successful senior high school graduates.
In my 12 years of working at McDonald's, I have never worked with someone who has disability. I have heard of senior citizens working in other branches, particularly in Manila. Never have encountered PWDs as employees until I met Jenica. I got a lot of what ifs and hows. I could not help but wonder how they go along with the training and how do they abide by the rules and policies. Until I met Jenica May Serrano and Pamela Loteria, senior high school graduates who now work at McDonald's Pacific Mall. They both work at the production and service area. Managers, visitors, as well as big bosses and customers are amazed by them. I remember we had a food safety audit last year. Yung auditor namin, si Sir Mark, nagtatanong sa akin regarding food safety since ako po yung manager in charge that day, and ask questions also to some crew who are on shift. Nagtanong ngayon si Sir Mark kay Jenica since batch girl siya that time. But Jenica just kept doing the work. The auditor told me, umiiwas ba siya sa akin? Hindi na sinasagot yung mga tanong ko. I said politely with enthusiasm, Sir, she is deaf. And he was like, talaga? Seryoso, ma'am? Talagang manghang-mangha si Sir Mark kung paano gumalaw si Jenica sa trabaho. The whole time that we were doing the audit, Sir Mark kept on asking me, how did she do that? How did she learn all the procedures? In other words, he is satisfied as to how Jenica performs and even excels. Si Jenica ay hindi lang basta empleyado. Ang pagiging empleyado kasi, hindi lang naman niya nagtatapos sa pagpasok mo araw-araw o paggawa ng mga tungkulin mo bilang isang tagapagbigay ng serbisyo. Kailangan masigitan mo ito. Siguradong nasa puso at isip ni Jenica ang magpursige at mag-improve araw-araw. In fact, Jenica, along with Pamela, who is also a senior high school graduate, always make it to Crew of the Month for the past years. And last year, Jenica received the Best Frontliner Award for the month of August. Aktibo rin silang nakikibahagi sa mga activity ng branch. Sigurado ako na hindi naman naging madali ang lahat ng prosesong ito para kay Jenica o bago sila naging expert sa pagiging crew. They may have encountered difficulties and roadblocks along the way, but they persevered and continue to do so anyway. They applied and continue to apply the skills and learnings they gained from senior high school, and as long life learners, they continue to learn from us, their mentors and managers and their colleagues. At nawa ay maraming maging tulad ni Jenica na patuloy na nagsisikap at nagpupunyagi sa mga piniling larangan o hanap buhay. So to the industries, companies, and agencies, I encourage you to focus on the strengths of your employees and would-be employees. Let us hire senior high school graduates and even those who fight every day. We should be their support system. Kaya naman sa pagkakataong ito, let me thank our owner-operator, Sir Alan Oranyola, for giving these people a chance to improve and develop their skills, for giving them not just livelihood, but more importantly, hope. Finally, to all the senior high school graduates, I encourage you to progress in life, continue to learn, aim to be a good person, set your goals, do not be intimidated, and just like Jenica, have the confidence and discipline. Remember, God has not given us a spirit of timidity, but of power of love and discipline. Thank you.
Tunay nga na hindi hadlang ang kapansanan upang makapagtrabaho ng mahusay. Hindi man madali ang pagiging service crew o anumang trabaho ay kinakailangan ng perseverance sa kabila ng difficulties na mararanasan. Maraming salamat po muli, Miss Lord Nunez. Sa puntong ito, pakinggan naman natin ang mensahe ni Miss Pasita Q1, President, EcoStore Sustainable Lifestyle.
Ako ay isang entrepreneur. Walang sikreto ang pagiging isang negosyante kung hindi tatlong bagay. Isa, ang una, mahalin mo ang ginagawa mo. Pag gusto mo ang iyong ginagawa, ito ay parang laro lamang. Hindi nakakapagod, hindi nakakainis, hindi nakakatamad. Sa aking karanasan, yaan ay ginawa ko sa industriya ng kape. Mahilig ako sa kape at nakita ko na kinakailangan ng industriya ng pagbabago. Yan ang aking pinagtuunan ng pansin, mahigit 20 taon na at nag-e-enjoy pa rin ako. Pangalawa, huwag kang mahiyang mag-umpisa sa wala. Isang ideya lang ay maaring magtagumpay bilang isang project, trabaho, o negosyo. Wala akong alam sa pagtatanim, pero pwede namang magbasa, pwedeng magtanong sa iba, at matuto sa mga karanasan ng ibang tao. Tayo ay matuto, pangatlo, at matutong magbahagi sa iba. Habang ikaw ay hinahasa ng panahon sa pagnenegosyo, ikaw din ay makakatulong sa mga maliliit, sa mga mas bata sa'yo, or sa mga paumpisa pa lamang. Sabi nga nila, pay it forward. Pag ikaw ay nakakaangat na, tumulong ka sa iba, at maaring yung iba ay takot pa, nag-iisip kung paano magsisimula. Good karma, sabi ng iba. People, planet, profit. Hindi pera ang ating nag-iisang insentibo. Ang una nating isipin ay paano makasilamuha sa tao, mag-aruga sa kalikasan, at susunod ang pera at ang yaman. So, ano pang hinihintay natin? Mag-umpisa na tayo. Let's start today.
Mahalin mo ang iyong ginagawa. Huwag mahiyang mag-umpisa sa wala. Matuto at matutong magbahagi. Ang mga aral na ito, mga senior high school graduates, ay napakahalagang mga aspetong dapat ninyong tandaan. Kaya't sama-sama sa ating pagkamit sa tagumpay at simulan natin today. Muli, maraming salamat Miss Pasita Yu1, President ng EcoStore Sustainable Lifestyle. Now, let us hear another message, this time from Miss Maricel Narciso, former General Manager, FMGC, Women Bees.
To the senior high school students, I would like to offer 3 thoughts to consider. First, seek your life's calling, your purpose. Each one of us is born with a certain calling. Listen to that inner voice. Hone that special talent that you have and use that purpose, that dream, that value that you bring to this world to make your family, your loved ones, your community, and your country become better than how you were born into it. Contribute meaningfully in a way that matters to you and to your loved ones, and build a personal roadmap to achieve that dream so that you can bring true value, true meaningful value through your personal commitment. My second advice is, be the best that you can be. A number of success stories of senior high school students featured young apprentices who stood out from the rest, winning Best in Work Immersion as outstanding performers in their apprenticeships. How did they do that? How can you do that? Pursue your passion for continuous learning. It is now a borderless world to learn. Read, research, talk to people. Have the courage to ask the tough questions, the whys, the hows, and immerse yourself deeply to keep learning. Find a good mentor or a coach or a teacher. Expect to stumble and fall as you learn, but roll with the punches and muster the humility to stand up and try again until you get it right and get really good at your craft to become a master of it. My last point, my third point, is about pananagutan, social responsibility. Contribute to nation building. Give back to the nation. We need the youth. We need you. Now, more than ever. Consider, for instance, joining the Navy. Be an outstanding electronic engineer who can handle the modernizing Navy fleet and equipment that are now being acquired so that we can protect and defend our maritime domain. Or consider helping revive our shipbuilding industry. We used to have a solid history of being fantastic sea adventurers, seafarers with outstanding sea vehicles. And now we have lost that distinction as our neighbors like Myanmar, like Indonesia, have outpaced our historical advantage as reputable shipbuilders. Or another thought is, help promote local artisan crafts or upvalue the local produce of your province or your region and help market these to become appreciated here and abroad. Our country is so rich, our people are so talented, our culture is so diverse. There's so much we can develop locally to become world-class treasures. In ending, I want to emphasize to you, it is not a hopeless world. You can and should choose a vibrant and bright future for yourself, your family, and your future children. Be the light for others to make this a better world. Good luck, and God bless you in your journey.
Kaya't napakahalaga that our purpose is to be the best and give back. Further, we should always promote and develop our local products as part of our world-class industries. Muli, maraming salamat po, Ms. Maricel Narciso, the former General Manager of FMGC Company and Women Biz PH. Let us again cut this with another beat with an entertaining intermission number to be given by Eastern Samar National Comprehensive High School, Borongan City, Eastern Samar.
Ang barkada namin may pangarap na nais abutin. Pangarap namin tagumpay sa lahat ng gagawin.
Iba na tayo ngayon, walang ginagagawa.
Ginagagawa.
Sabihin nyo, kaya natin to.
Kabatang Pinoy.
Sa pagpapatuloy natin sa ating programa, atin namang kikilalanin ang mga senior high school graduates mula sa academic, arts and design, or sports track na ngayon ay may kani-kaniya ng negosyo. Sa pagpapatuloy natin sa ating programa, atin namang kikilalanin ang mga senior high school graduates mula sa academic, arts and design, or sports track na ngayon ay may kani-kaniya ng negosyo. Who doesn't want to capture Instagrammable shots? At sino naman ang mag-aakala na ang itinatampok na Instagrammable wall murals ay likha ng isang senior high school graduate mula sa Cotabato? At present, this senior high school graduate is CEO and founder of Pulido Mural Arts. Sa ngayon ay mayroon na siyang mahigit 60 na murals na naipinta sa mga pader ng iba't ibang bahay, opisina, cafes, at resorts sa kabuuan ng Calabarzon at National Capital Region. Mga ka-DepEd, ang masterful muralist ng Cotabato, Vince Julian M. Pulido. Just recently, a famous vlogger and content creator commissioned Vince to do mural arts on his shop. Abangan natin ang buong kwento ni Vince sa darating na April 1 dito sa Facebook at iba pang social media accounts ng DepEd. Next up in our list is another talented senior high school graduate. Tingnan natin kung sino siya. Malaking pagbabago ang idinulot ng teknolohikal na inobasyong tinatawag na Cleverly, dating Smart Schools Philippines, sa pagpapabuti ng kabuuang pangangasiwa ng mga pampublikong paaralan sa munisipalidad ng Claver, Surigao del Norte. Ang bumago ng takbo ng sistema ay walang iba kundi ang senior high school graduate na si Eljan Crisostomo, na CEO at founder ng sariling kumpanya sa edad na 20. He graduated under the Technical Vocational Track, General Academic Strand. Mga kaibigan, ang innovative young CEO ng Surigao del Norte, Eljan S. Crisostomo. Wow! Nakaka-proud talagang malaman na we have produced young entrepreneurs who have successfully launched their dreams into reality. Watch out for his full story here on the official Facebook page and other social media accounts of DepEd on April 5. Another innovative senior high school graduate is next up in our list. Sino siya at ano ang kanyang pinagkakaabalahan? Nakahiligan ng mga kabataan ngayon ang paggamit ng Facebook at iba pang social media sa paglilibang at pagpapasikat. Pero ibahin natin si Laika Alferez dahil ginamit niya ang Facebook sa pagdiskarte sa mundo ng online selling nang buuin niya ang Kalais MJL online shop upang makatulong sa kanyang pamilya. As a senior high school graduate under the General Academic Strand, Laika believes successful business involves taking risks other than applying the business principles and strategies. Make way for the empowered online seller ng Surigao del Norte, Laika P. Alferez. Talaga namang empowered ang online seller nating ito. Minsan kasi may mga prejudice tayo na kapag mura pa ang edad, hindi pa pwedeng pumasok sa negosyo. Pero dyan tayo nagkakamali. We equip our senior high school learners with the competencies that match the industry demands and entrepreneurial requirements. Kaya naman, when they graduate, regardless of their track, empowered sila to pursue college education or middle-level skills development, apply for a job, or in this case nga, put up their own business. Kaya para sa buong kwento ng tagumpay ni Laika, tumutok lamang rito sa DepEd's Facebook page and other social media accounts sa darating na April 6. Our next senior high school graduate is another empowered young entrepreneur. Kilalanin natin siya. He is a senior high school graduate under the Accountancy, Business and Management Strand from Lanao del Norte. Sa ngayon ay itinayo niya ang munting negosyo na nakatuon sa paggawa at pagbebenta ng palapa. Isang sikat na pampalasa ng mga maranaw. Aniya, gamit na niya ang kanyang mga natutunan mula sa tinahak niyang senior high school track. At upang mas mapalago pa niya ang kanyang kinikita, naisipan niya rin na gamitin ang talento sa pagdidisenyo. He is also engaged in events management, particularly in event styling. Mga ka-DepEd, ang unstoppable entrepreneur ng Lanao del Norte, Francis Zion B. Jerusalem. Talaga namang unstoppable itong si Francis. In fact, ang mga matatagumpay na negosyong ngayon ay hindi lamang isa ang negosyo. Nag-e-expand sila at nag-e-explore din ng iba't ibang area. So Francis, good job ka dyan! Alamin natin ang buong kwento ni Francis sa darating na March 29. Another unstoppable entrepreneur is next up in our list. Kilalanin natin siya. Si Jean Pauline ay isang senior high school graduate sa ilalim ng academic track Humanities and Social Sciences strand. She pursued her passion in visual arts, particularly in painting, and put up her business with her own creations. As a glass painting artist, she is now able to help her family financially and save up for her future. Mga ka-DepEd, ang inspiring glass painting artist ng Misamis Oriental, Jean Pauline J. Maglangit. Wow! Parang gusto kong magpagawa ng glass painting art kay Jean Pauline. Congratulations and way to go sa iyong craft and business. Let's watch her as she shares her full story on March 30. Isa pang kaabang-abang na kwento ang matutunghayan natin sa mga darating na araw at ito ay mula sa senior high school graduate na ito. Mula pagkabata ay hilig na talaga ni Jared Philip Lodronio, produkto ng Arts and Design track mula sa Albay, ang pagkuha ng litrato, pag-e-edit ng videos at iba pang uri ng graphics design. Dahil sa mga proyektong kinakailangan ng kakayahan sa pag-e-edit, ay namulat siya sa mundong tunay nga namang nagbigay sa kanya ng maraming oportunidad. When he graduated from the senior high school program, he took a leap of faith and formed his own photography and videography team called Red Studio. Ito ay binubuo ng mga katulad niyang young artists na nagnanais pang payabungin ang kanilang talento at kakayahan pagdating sa photo, video, at graphics design at production. Make way for the sought-after videographer ng Albay, Jared Philip L. Lodronio. So, pag may events tayo sa Albay, i-book natin ang kanyang team, ang Red Studio. Suportahan natin ang mga produkto ng senior high school program upang lalo pa silang lumago at magtagumpay. Abangan natin ang buo niyang kwento sa darating na March 23. Ngayon naman, dadako na tayo sa huling senior high school graduate na magbabahagi ng kwento sa mga susunod na araw o linggo. Kilalanin natin siya. He is a senior high school graduate from Pasay City under the Humanities and Social Sciences strand. The subject Media and Information Literacy sparked his interest in media applications. Kaya naman ngayon, isa na siyang animator at graphic artist. Kaliwat kanan man ang pagtanggap niya ng kliyente mula sa mga malalaking ahensya ng gobyerno at pribadong sektor, hindi ito naging hadlang sa kanyang kagustuhang matuto pa sa larangan at upang tuluyang maging isang mas matagumpay na animator. Mga ka-DepEd, ang animating artist ng Pasay, Adrian L. Tolosa. Adrian is indeed a lifelong learner because he keeps on learning and acquiring new skills and capabilities. Let's watch out for his full story here on Facebook and other official social media accounts of DepEd on April 8. Speaking of lifelong learning, I'm sure interesado tayong lahat malaman kung paano ba nila nakikita ang kanilang sarili sa hinaharap. Ano pa kaya ang mga nais nilang matutunan? Ano pa kaya ang mga nais nilang pagyabungin? At ano pa kaya ang mga nais nilang makamit? So to conclude our mini-interview, narito muli ang ilan sa ating mga matatagumpay na senior high school graduates. Saan mo nakikita ang sarili mo 10 taon mula ngayon?
Ang after 10 years, pangarap ko ang magkaroon ng sarili kong restaurant. Ang mga kailangan kong i-hire ay mula sa deaf community para ma-promote ang equality at maging responsable upang i-assist ang ibang deaf na nadidepress dahil walang trabaho. Kaya naisip ko na dapat kong kumuha ng mga deaf para maging successful. Ang kailangan kong maipayo para sa mga senior high school ay ang patuloy na pagsikapang matuto. Deaf ka man o hearing ay maaari kang magbahagi at maging patient para sa future.
Naniniwala po ako na hindi naman po imposibleng mangarap. Siyempre, bilang may-ari ng negosyo, nakikita ko po ang aking sarili 10 years from now na meron na po akong branches nationwide. And gusto ko rin pong mag-try ng ibang business na makakatulong din po ako sa mga ibang tao na walang trabaho. Simple lang po ang mensahe ko para sa mga papasok pa lang sa senior high school. Unang-una po is, syempre, mag-aral po tayo ng mabuti. Kailangan po natin mag-aral kasi lagi nating isipin na merong umaasa sa atin. Pangalawa po is, kailangan pong piliin natin kung ano ang gusto nating track or strand na nababagay sa ating kakayahan. And pangatlo po is, wag nating kalimutan ang pananampalataya natin sa Panginoon.
Ang mensahe ko po ay alamin nila kung ano ang hilig nila para makatulong po ito sa pagpili nila ng strand na nararapat sa kanila. At gaya nga po ng sabi sa Biblia na tayo ang asin at ilaw ng mundo, kaya gawin natin ang best natin para patunayan ito.
Ako po si Eljan Crisostomo, co-founder and CEO of Smart School, and I am a proud senior high school graduate.
I'm Jason D. Sarmiento, owner of JNT Express Milk Tea House. I'm a proud senior high school graduate.
Ako po si Jonas Ornoza. Ako po ay isang technician at I'm a proud senior high school graduate.
My name is Jenica May Serrano. I worked at McDonald's. I am truly a proud senior high school graduate.
It is our hope for our senior high school graduates, regardless of their track and strand, to thrive and succeed, whether they pursue college education or middle-level skills development, enter the workforce, or establish their own business. So at this point, let us listen to the pledge of commitment of our senior high school graduates as they navigate the paths they chose after senior high school.
Pangako ng katapatan. Ako, taglay ang mga kaalaman
at kasanayang pinagtibay ng senior high school
ay patuloy na magsisikap
para paunlarin ang sarili
at maging aktibong kabalikat ng ating lipunan
sa pagtataguyod ng kabutihang panglahat.
Matatag kong harapin ang hamon ng buhay
at malikhaing aangkop sa bagong panahon.
Sa tapat na niwala,
at malasakit para sa kapwa. Susulong ko ang marangal na paglilingkod para sa bayan.
Para sa bayan.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga senior high school graduates na nakasama sa programang ito. As a simple token, the Department of Education would like to award this plaque of recognition to you. Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, DepEd Complex, Meralco Avenue, Pasig City, presents this plaque of recognition to, for sharing his or her success story as a senior high school graduate, worthy of emulation and distinction, given during the MaSHSigabong Tagumpay sa Trabaho at Negosyo Pinanday, a showcase of senior high school graduates' success stories on March 16, 2022 at the Department of Education, Central Office, Pasig City, Philippines. Signed, the DepEd Secretary, Secretary Leonor Magtolis Briones. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Mark Lawrence D. Cayabyab. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Kennedy Chan D. Casper. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Jonas M. Ornoza. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Jared Philip L. Ladronio. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Jenica May M. Serrano. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Jeric C. Dominguez. This plaque of recognition is awarded to James R. Panya. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Oliver N. Laurio. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Francis Zion D. Jerusalem. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Jean Pauline J. Maglangit. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Mark Angelo I. Espineda II. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Vince Julian M. Pulido. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Jason D. Sarmiento. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Elgin S. Crisostomo. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Laika B. Alferez. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Gestoni A. Rubantes. This plaque of recognition is awarded to Adrian L. Tolosa.
The COVID-19 pandemic has brought unprecedented changes to our usual ways of living. But the Department of Education remains unfazed by these challenges to fulfill the mission of Sulong Edukalidad, the rallying call for national effort to deliver quality basic education to all Filipinos, which involve aggressive reforms in the 4 key areas: the K-12 curriculum review and update, improving the learning environment, teachers upskilling and reskilling, and engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration to move forward together as we prepare the education system for the future. The call for Sulong Edukalidad will continue, and we have built the framework of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or the BELCP, to put the needs of the learners at top priority. DepEd's BELCP is the major response and commitment to protect the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. The plan aims to provide opportunities to continue education even in these trying times with a BELCP in place, supported by an unprecedented number of diverse stakeholders from the academe, media, industry groups, NGOs, business and private individuals. Sulong Edukalidad will be able to sustain the aims in its reform for quality basic education. In our journey towards quality education, we have established the 4 pillars of aggressive reforms from the start, and we have been continuing to progress in these pillars. In improving the learning environment, we took action in the construction and rehabilitation of school buildings, ensured the availability of learning materials and equipment, and prioritized our last mile schools. The challenges of the pandemic also brought to light the urgent need to upgrade our ICT infrastructure to service the needs of education. In terms of the teachers upskilling and reskilling, we were able to establish more innovative professional standards for teachers and school heads. We have aligned the professional development of teachers with their career progression to track their development as part of the National Educators Academy of the Philippines transformation. With the launch of the Education Futures program, where we will be focusing on innovative actions and solutions to improve the state of our education, we are now more than ready to start a new journey and continue our fight for quality education for all Filipino learners. Finally, we've given high importance to the engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration. In support of this, we have convened the Philippine Forum for Accessible Quality Basic Education, or the Education Forum, which leverage other partnerships for education quality and strengthen partnership with the Philippine Normal University as the country's national center for teacher education. The department has also been developing a professional development program for teachers and school leaders in order to equip them with the skills, materials, and data that will allow them to help their students prepare for PISA 2022. This intervention consists of the following components: online training for teachers and school leaders, development of learning materials and practice tests for students, deepening the analysis of the PISA 2018 results, and supporting school-level action research. Now that the year is about to end, our commitment to sulong edukalidad will continue and will be far from being gone. With a lot at stake, considering our new knowledge and experience from this year's challenges, we are equipped to face a new future. As we head on to the future where we will face many challenges and uncertainties, the department will always be the guardian of every Filipino learner's right to education. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought unprecedented changes to our usual ways of living. But the Department of Education remains unfazed by these challenges to fulfill the mission of Sulong Edukalidad, the rallying call for national effort to deliver quality basic education to all Filipinos, which involve aggressive reforms in the 4 key areas: the K-12 curriculum review and update, improving the learning environment, teachers upskilling and reskilling, and engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration to move forward together as we prepare the education system for the future. The call for Sulong Edukalidad will continue, and we have built the framework of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan, or the BELCP, to put the needs of the learners at top priority. DepEd's BELCP is the major response and commitment to protect the health, safety, and well-being of learners, teachers, and personnel. The plan aims to provide opportunities to continue education even in these trying times with a BELCP in place, supported by an unprecedented number of diverse stakeholders from the academe, media, industry groups, NGOs, business and private individuals, Sulong Edukalidad will be able to sustain the aims in its reform for quality basic education. In our journey towards quality education, we have established the 4 pillars of aggressive reforms from the start, and we have been continuing to progress in these pillars. In improving the learning environment, we took action in the construction and rehabilitation of school buildings, ensured the availability of learning materials and equipment, and prioritized our last mile schools. The challenges of the pandemic also brought to light the urgent need to upgrade our ICT infrastructure to service the needs of education. In terms of the teachers' upskilling and reskilling, we were able to establish more innovative professional standards for teachers and school heads. We have aligned the professional development of teachers with their career progression to track their development as part of the National Educators Academy of the Philippines transformation. With the launch of the Education Futures program, where we will be focusing on innovative actions and solutions to improve the state of our education, we are now more than ready to start a new journey and continue our fight for quality education for all Filipino learners. Finally, we've given high importance to the engagement of stakeholders for support and collaboration. In support of this, we have convened the Philippine Forum for Accessible Quality Basic Education, or the Education Forum, which will leverage other partnerships for education quality and strengthen partnership with the Philippine Normal University as the country's national center for teacher education. The department has also been developing a professional development program for teachers and school leaders in order to equip them with the skills, materials, and data that will allow them to help their students prepare for PISA 2022. This intervention consists of the following components: online training for teachers and school leaders, development of learning materials and practice tests for students, deepening the analysis of the PISA 2018 results, and supporting school-level action research. Now that the year is about to end, our commitment to Sulong Edukalidad will continue and will be far from being gone. With a lot at stake, considering our new knowledge and experience from this year's challenges, we are equipped to face a new future. As we head on to the future where we will face many challenges and uncertainties, the department will always be the guardian of every Filipino learner's right to education.
And now, to conclude our program, here is our Director 4 of the Bureau of Learning Delivery, Director Laila D. Ariola.
Great day to all. What a joy and honor to be part of this grand celebration of the success of the senior high school program and that of our amazing graduates. Nearly 1.5 million children across the Philippines walked through school gates in 2016 as senior high school students. This was the day that marked the onset of the biggest reform in the Department of Education, the K-12 Basic Education Program. When our department embarked on this reform, it has in its mind the end goal of putting the Filipino learners at the forefront in order to be at par with the rest of the world. Students that are well equipped with basic skills which are imperative in playing a full and yielding role in the society. 6 years, we were all in close watch and eagerly waiting for the results as to how our learners create their narratives as they journey as senior high school learners. And now, we have been heard by their success stories as to how the K-12 Basic Education Program opened doors for them to land a job or to a stable job, how they built their network, and how they continue becoming a stable, productive, and locally competitive adults. The stories of success have proven that the K-12 Basic Education Program has put Filipino students at par with the rest of the world, equipping them with skill competency in the global job market. We have seen on screen few of the 1,000 more stories of which some are undocumented and still to be discovered, yet these life-changing anecdotes convey one single message: that the senior high school program is a must as it made them who they are today. Hence, it is also a must that we put our premium recognition to all our stakeholders, from the national down to the local government units, NGOs, cooperatives, business sectors, private companies or offices, higher education institutions, and many others for providing our learners with hands-on expertise, additional resources, and livelihood opportunities that help them develop their skills, values, and competence. Truly, you are the backbone in the successful implementation of the senior high school program. From the very beginning, our partnership with you is the foundation of our learners' success, hence making a lasting and positive contribution to the materialization of the senior high school curriculum exits. As we focus on the best interests of our learners, our dear parents are considerably our vital partners. Allow me then to express gratitude to all parents for their active participation in helping every teacher in establishing a culture of a mutual sense of community and caring relationship for the benefit of every single learner. As the saying goes, behind a child who believes in himself are parents who believe in him first. We know you had your apprehensions and fears, but you never failed to provide backing and encouragement. To those who shared their stories, we give you our grandest salute. Your success proves that the K-12 Basic Education Program is indeed an advantage. Your success is our department's pride. Continue to improve your craft so that others may follow. Continue to inspire until the day that all senior high school graduates will come to share their stories too, not only locally, but also globally. As they say, success comes from taking the initiative and following up and persisting until you reach the momentum. Then, make a narrative a life-changing inspiration to all. Mabuhay Senior High School, mabuhay Department of Education.
Thank you so much, Director Leila P. Ayola, our Director of the Bureau of Learning Delivery, for your wonderful closing message. At ngayon, mark your calendars mga kadeped. Narito na ang schedule ng airing ng videos and uploading of success stories ng ating mga ipinakilalang senior high school graduates. Ayan, kaya make sure na namarkahan na ang mga petsa at alam na rin natin kung saan mapapanood ang mga ito. Again, thank you so much to our senior high school graduates who will share their success stories in the coming days and weeks. I'm sure marami pang mga susunod na Mark Lawrence, Kennedy John, Jonas, Jared, Jenica May, Jeric, James, Oliver, Francis Dion, Jean Pauline, Mark Angelo, Vince Julian, Jason, Eljan, Laika, Jestoni, at Adrian sa mga susunod pang mga taon. And we will be glad to feature these stories in the future as we value the hard work of our graduates and teachers and recognize the support of the industries and DepEd stakeholders. This has been Carl Patrick Estadeo. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig at pagtutok. Mabuhay ang Senior High School Program. Sulong Edukalidad. Laging tatandaan na sa pamamagitan ng determinasyon at pagsisikap, mararating natin ang ating pangarap. Mabuhay ang Senior High School Program! Sulong Edukalidad! Muli ay magkita-kita tayo sa mga susunod pang Senior High School success stories.
Napakadali ang tinahak namin sa senior high para mahasa ang kakayahan. Ako po ay naniniwala na lahat ng bagay ay natututunan. Basta may determinasyon at dedikasyon gaya ng payo ng aming mga guro.
So malaking tulong yung naibigay sa akin kasi una is yung pakikipaghalubilo sa kapwa. Kasi as entrepreneur, isa yung major skills na kailangan mo para makipag-negotiate sa mga clients at sa mga potential customers.
Pero ang talagang di ko po makakalimutan ay yung safety practices at working attitude. Noong nag-aaral pa lamang po ako, bago mag-umpisa ang klase, talagang dapat malinis po ang aming small laboratory.
Because I am now happily employed at Macdo Gaisano for almost 4 years.
Ang importante ay maging determinado ka at alam mo kung ano ang goal mo sa buhay.
Nakitaan din po ako ng potential ng amo namin. Kaya po naging cook po ako. Pagkatapos ko pong maging cook, nagsimula na po akong maging kitchen head. I've arranged the setup sa kitchen. Nag-inventory na rin po ako. Tapos nang magtagal, lumabas din po ako bilang isang receptionist, bilang cashier, bilang waiter na rin po. Hanggang sa kalaunan ay na-promote po ako bilang isang manager.
Because knowledge and skills alone can never guarantee your success if you have a very unteachable attitude.
Taang katulad ko, subukan nyo rin ang pagnenegosyo. Dahil dito, pwede kayong magkaroon ng unlimited income. Huwag kayong paghinaan ng loob kung sakaling maharap kayo sa pagsubok. Dahil ganyan talaga ang negosyo. Dapat risk-taker ka. Go lang ng go at matuto ring magbahagi sa iba katulad ko.
Pinasok ko na rin yung pag-vlog kasi isa din yun sa mga pangarap ko na maging isang YouTuber. And simula noon, nakilala ako bilang isang YouTuber. Gumawa ako ng isang content na doon talaga ako nakilala. Nag-drawing ako sa isang website. Stranger lang yung nakakausap mo. And then ang ginawa ko, dinodrawing ko sila habang kinakausap ko sila. Ganun. Hanggang sa na-reach ko yung 100k subscribers sa loob lang ng isang buwan. At malaking tulong sa akin nung nag-aaral pa lang ako ng senior high school kasi nai-apply ko rin ito sa pag-vlog, lalo na sa paggawa ng animation at pag-i-edit ng videos. Simula noon, ang daming mga recognition na natanggap ko. Ang dami na nagpa-endorse sa akin. Tapos, marami nang kumuha sa akin na i-featured ako sa TV, sa television. Yung unang nag-featured sa akin sa TV ay ang AHA. Yun yung first na nag-featured sa akin. Na-featured na rin ako sa Unilad and sa Guhit Pinas.
Ako kayo
katabang ang pag-eskwela ako sa IIM, akong pagpanarbaho karon tungod kay anak ko ikamayong kinaatman kabayan sa house wirings, sa pag-install ng mga ginagmayng wirings, sa mga angay buhaton para po mahalikay sa mga disgrasya sa
This moment sa ako ang self as a senior high school graduate. Kay wala pa man ganing ko na human as a senior high school, but officially I'm hired already in 5-star hotel in Cagayan de Oro. Proud kayo ko nga gisaligan ko sa akong employer ani nga trabaho.
Life after senior high school put a lot of pressure on me, especially when the pandemic broke out, because I wanted to be active even it meant working within the four walls of our home. I am a restless person who can't seem to get through the day without doing something productive. To be honest, I started doing business while still in high school, but I had a lot of commitments at the time that hindered me from continuing. Honestly, I've worked in a variety of ventures, from online reselling, selling things, and I think my Strand ABM has placed me on the correct track. I'd say my 2 years in senior high school have prepared me for where I am now.
Ang mga natutunan ko sa 2 taon ay nagsisilbing pundasyon ko sa paggawa ko ng aking mga masterpieces. And take note, hindi pa man ako nakakapagtapos ng bachelor's degree, pero kumikita na ako dahil sa pag-apply ko ng mga natutunan ko noong senior high school ako.
Experiences and learnings from the academic track, humanities, and social sciences had helped me a lot in molding my communication skills, time management, and also in anticipating my target market and their buying patterns.
And nagkaroon kami nung subject na MIL, Media Information Literacy. Then gumawa kami ng mga multimedia productions. Then nagsimula na dun yung pag-aaral ko sa multimedia.
My teachers helped me get out of my cocoon and transform into the artist I ought to be.
Nakatulong ang aking strand upang mas mapadali ang aking trabaho sa McDo. Marami akong natutunan sa pagluluto na ngayon ay nagagamit ko sa aking trabaho. Maging sa pang-araw-araw kong buhay sa loob ng bahay namin, malaking tulong ang mga natutunan ko sa senior high school. Mas nadagdagan ang aking kaalaman sa preparasyon ng pagkain na talaga namang ikinatuwa ng aking pamilya.
To all the senior high school students who are planning to become an entrepreneur someday, to be an entrepreneur, take actions to your dreams because the world is full of great ideas, but success only comes through action.
Senior high school students, go out from your comfort zones and be courageous in taking risks. Focus on your goals so you can have the feeling of extreme happiness while giving back to your parents.
Padayon. There may be obstacles or hardships along the path, or you may believe that you can accomplish it, but don't give up. May all of your trials teach you something that will help you become a better person.